All are welcome to this video. In this video, I am going to discuss about plan, map and scale of land surveying. Proper understanding about above details are very useful for preparing map based on survey data to cater the need of plan or map. I think this information are very useful to enhance your knowledge regarding different type of plan, map and scale related to land survey activities. Plan. A land survey plan is a specialized map of a parcel of land, created by measuring and examining the property to define its boundaries, physical features, and other spatial information. It serves as a legal document, crucial for buying, selling, or developing land, and accurately represents the land's features and limits. Map. A map is a symbolic representation of selected characteristics of a place, usually drawn on a flat surface. Maps present information about the country or world in a simple, visual way. They teach about the country or world by showing sizes and shapes of countries, locations of features, and distances between places. At the same time it shows topography of the country or world including counters for representation of height of a place. It shows appearance of survey plan. Important things in survey plan can be described as north line, scale, name and signature of surveyor. Survey land, abating land descriptions, extent of land, name of land, village, district, province, legend, etc. For easy reference and identification, it indicated map of city area. Important things in the map can be identified as scale, north line, legend, name of map, description of important place, etc. for better understanding and easy reference. Scale of plan or map. Scale refers to measurements on a map or plan, as compared to measurements in the real world. For example, the distance represented by 1 cm on a 1:20,000 scale map would be equivalent to 20,000 centimeters, or 200 meters, on the face of the Earth. Map scale refers to the relationship, or ratio, between distance on a map and the corresponding distance on the ground. For example, on a 1:100,000 scale map, 1 centimeter on the map equals 1 kilometer on the ground. In this slide illustrated graphical representation of scale with due references. Advantage of graphical representation: eliminate scale problem due shrinkage of plan or map sheet. Representative fraction, RF. A representative fraction, RF, is a way to express the scale of a map as a ratio, indicating the relationship between a distance on the map and the corresponding distance on the ground. It's a unitless ratio, meaning it doesn't specify any particular units of measurement. It shows calculation method of representative fraction of plan or map for better understanding. Two examples shows the calculation method step by step for better understanding of RF. In this slide shows representative fraction changes from small scale to large scale according to graphical method. Graphical representation of scale. A graphical representation of scale, also known as a scale bar or bar scale, is a visual tool used on maps and other drawings to show the relationship between distances on the drawing and corresponding distances in the real world. It's a line divided into segments, each representing a specific distance, allowing users to easily measure distances on the map and translate them to real-world distances. Advantage of this method is identified as if the paper shrinks, the scale will also shrink accordingly and the distance representation will not be disturbed. Type of scale. There are 4 types of scales in graphical representation of scales and described as shown below. A. Plane scale. B. Diagonal scale. C. Chord scale. D. Vernier scale. Plane scale. A plane scale, also known as a linear or graphical scale, is a tool used in technical drawings and maps to represent distances and measurements. It's a straight line divided into equal parts, allowing for the representation of 2 units or a unit and its subdivision, enabling the reading of distances directly from the scale. Diagonal scale. A diagonal scale is a drawing instrument used to represent measurements with high accuracy, allowing for the reading of 3 units of measurement, for example, meters, decimeters, and centimeters, or measurements with 2 decimal places. It is particularly useful in engineering drawings and map making where precise measurements are crucial. Chord scale. In surveying, a chord scale is a tool used to accurately set out or measure angles, particularly in situations where a protractor is not readily available or practical. It utilizes the concept of chord lengths on a circle to represent and determine angular measurements. In this slide shows how to represent chord scale with relevant angular reading in degree. Chord scales are valuable for laying out boundary lines, construction layouts, and other situations where precise angular measurements are needed but protractors are not available. Vernier scale. A vernier scale is a visual aid that enhances the precision of linear measurements by allowing readings to fractions of the smallest divisions on a main scale. It consists of a main scale and a vernier scale, which is a sliding scale with finely graduated divisions that allows for interpolation between the main scale markings. Vernier scales are crucial in surveying for creating accurate maps, setting out construction projects, and establishing property boundaries. They enable surveyors to measure angles and distances with the necessary precision to ensure the reliability of their work. Choice of scale of a map. Which scale is selected for a given map design problem will finally depend on the map purpose and physical size. The amount of geographical detail necessary to satisfy the purpose of the map will also act as a constraint in scale selection. Scales are generally classified as large, medium and small as under. Large scale, 1 cm equals 10 meters or less than 10 meters. Medium scale, 1 cm equals 10 meters to 100 meters. Small scale, 1 centimeter equals 100 or more than 100 meters. This chart illustrated normally used scales for various type of survey plans and maps, with relevant representative factor that depending on project or public use. Units of measure. Surveying uses both metric and English, imperial, systems for measurements. Length is measured in meters, feet, inches, and yards in the English system, while the metric system uses millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. Area measurements commonly include square meters, acres, and hectares. For volume, cubic meters and cubic feet are used. Angles are typically measured in degrees, minutes, and seconds, or in grads. This is end of presentation. I think it is very useful get basic understanding about plan, map and scale of land surveying. It is very useful for selecting suitable scale for survey plan or map for user satisfaction. At the same time, it shows how important these activities to proper preparation of survey plan or map to fulfill user requirement promptly. If you like this video, please press subscribe button and many more educational and technical video you can see in the future. Thank you very much your attention.